In this tutorial, we're building a fully modular AAA-style stamina system in Unreal Engine 5 with sprinting, stamina drain and regeneration, and a dynamic UI system you can plug into almost any project. Full project files are available on my Patreon below. Let's get started. Start by creating a new widget blueprint. Select User Widget. Rename it to WBP_stamina, then open it. Drag in a canvas panel. Next, drag in a progress bar and rename it to PB_stamina. Select the anchor and set it to the bottom left. Set the position X and Y values to 104 and -108. Set the size X and Y values to 197 and 5. In the style settings, change the tint to black. Then set the draw as option to rounded box. Set the corner radius to 2 and the rounding type to fixed radius. Under the fill style settings, change draw as to rounded box. Set the corner radius to 2 and the rounding type to fixed radius. Set the percent value to 1. Then change the fill color and opacity to yellow. Head over to the event graph and create a new function called Update Stamina. Add a new input named Stamina% and set the type to float. Drag in PB_stamina, then from it create a set% node. Connect the stamina% input directly into the in% value. This function will allow us to update the stamina bar dynamically by passing in a float value between 0 and 1. Go back to the content drawer, then right-click and create a new blueprint class. Select Actor Component, rename it to BPC_stamina, then open it. Create a new variable called max stamina and set the type to float. Enable Instance Editable and set the default value to 100. Create another variable called current stamina and set the type to float. Set the default value to 100. Create a new variable called drain rate and set the type to float. Enable Instance Editable and set the default value to 20. Create another variable called regen rate and set the type to float. Enable Instance Editable and set the default value to 15. Create a new variable called regen delay and set the type to float. Enable Instance Editable and set the default value to 2. Create another variable called sprint speed and set the type to float. Enable Instance Editable and set the default value to 500. Create a new variable called walk speed and set the type to float. Enable Instance Editable and set the default value to 200. Create another variable called Update Stamina Interval and set the type to float. Enable Instance Editable and set the default value to 0.1. Create a new variable called isSprinting and set the type to Boolean. Create another variable called canSprint and set the type to Boolean. Leave the default value enabled so it starts as true. Create a new variable called createStaminaWidget and set the type to Boolean. Enable Instance Editable and leave the default value set to true. Create another variable called Stamina Bar class and set the type to WBP_stamina class reference. Enable Instance Editable and set the default value to WBP_stamina. Create a new variable called stamina bar ref and set the type to WBP_stamina object reference. Create one last variable called stamina timer handle and set the type to timer handle. Create a new event dispatcher called onStaminaChanged. Add a new input named current stamina and set the type to float. Add another input named max stamina and set the type to float. Add one final input named stamina % and set the type to float. This dispatcher will allow us to broadcast stamina updates whenever the player's stamina changes. Next, create another event dispatcher called onSprintStarted. Then create one more event dispatcher called onSprintStopped. These dispatchers will let us react to sprint state changes externally without creating hard references, keeping the stamina component fully modular and reusable. Create a new function called Apply Movement Settings. Inside the function, right-click and add a getOwner node. From the return value, create a cast-to-character. From the asCharacter pin, drag out and get character movement. From the character movement component, create a set max walk speed node. Connect the walk speed variable into the new max walk speed value. This function handles applying movement speed changes to the owning character. Create a new function called initStamina. Add a new input named StartFull and set the type to Boolean. Add a branch node. From the true pin, create a set current stamina node and connect max stamina into the value input. After that, add a call onStaminaChange node. Connect current stamina into the current stamina input. Connect max stamina into the max stamina input. Then divide current stamina by max stamina and connect the result into the stamina % input. This initializes the stamina system at full stamina and immediately updates anything listening to the dispatcher, such as the UI. From the false pin, create another set current stamina node. From the value input, add a clamp float node. Connect current stamina into the value input and connect max stamina into the max input. After that, connect it into the call onStaminaChange node. This ensures the stamina value stays within a valid range before broadcasting the update. Create a new function called setStamina. This function will be responsible for updating our stamina value. Next, add a new input called newStamina and set its type to float. This is the value we'll use to set the player's new stamina amount. Drag in a set current stamina node. From the green pin, create a clamp float node to prevent invalid values. Connect the value input to the new stamina input. Then get max stamina and connect it to max to define the maximum stamina limit. After that, create a set CanSprint node. From the current stamina pin, create a greater node and compare it against 0, then connect the result into CanSprint to determine if sprinting is allowed. Next, call onStaminaChanged. Connect current stamina into current stamina and max stamina into max stamina. Then divide current stamina by max stamina and connect the result into stamina % to broadcast updated stamina values. Drag in and get stamina bar ref. Then from it create an isValid node to make sure the widget exists before updating it. From stamina barref again, call update stamina and connect it to the isValid node. Connect the stamina % input to the divide node so the widget receives the updated normalized stamina value. Create a new function called canSprint. Add a new output named canSprint and set its type to Boolean. Here we're checking if sprinting is allowed. Next, drag in and get the canSprint variable. Then also drag in and get current stamina. From current stamina, create a greater node and compare it against 0. After that, connect both results into an and Boolean node, then connect it into the return node. This gives us a clean sprint validation check. Create a new function called drainStamina. Call the setStamina function. Add a new input called amount and set its type to float. Drag in and get current stamina, then subtract the amount value from it, reducing stamina over time. Create another function called restoreStamina. Add a new input called amount and set its type to float. Drag in and call the setStamina function. Then drag in and get current stamina, and from it create an add node with the amount input, regenerating stamina values. Create 3 new functions. Name the first one Start Sprinting. This handles sprint activation. Create another function called Start Stamina Drain Timer. This starts stamina draining. Create one more function called Update Stamina Drain. This updates stamina drain. Go back to the Start Sprinting function. Drag in and call the canSprint function. Then drag in isSprinting, and from it create a not Boolean node. Connect the canSprint function and the not Boolean node into an and Boolean. Then connect the result into a branch node. This checks if the player is allowed to start sprinting and makes sure they are not already sprinting. From the true pin, create a setIsSprinting node and enable the checkbox. Next, right-click and add a getOwner node. From the return value, cast a character. From the asCharacter pin, get character movement, then from the blue pin create a setMaxWalkSpeed node. Connect the sprint speed variable into the speed value. This increases the player's movement speed while sprinting. After that, drag in and call the Start Stamina Drain Timer function. Then call onSprintStarted. This broadcasts when sprinting begins. Go to the Start Stamina Drain Timer function. Drag in and get Stamina Timer Handle. From it, create a clear and invalidate timer by handle node. This prevents duplicate timers. After that, create a setTimer by function name node. Type in update stamina drain exactly as the function name. Connect update stamina interval into time, then enable the looping checkbox. This repeatedly drains stamina over time. Then connect and set stamina timer handle. This stores the active timer reference. Go to the update stamina drain function and add a branch node. Drag in and get current stamina, then from it create a less node and connect it to the condition. This checks if stamina is already empty. Create a new function called Stop Sprinting. Then go back to Update Stamina Drain and connect Stop Sprinting to the True pin. This stops sprinting when stamina runs out. From the False pin, add another branch node. Right-click and add Get Owner, then from the return value get Velocity. From Velocity, get Vector Length. Then create a greater node. Set the value to 10 and connect it to the condition. This checks if the player is actually moving. From the True pin, call the Drain Stamina function. Drag and drain rate. Multiply it by Update Stamina Interval. And connect the result into amount. This controls how fast stamina drains. Connect the False pin to the Stop Sprinting function. This stops sprinting if the player is not moving. After that, add another branch node. Drag in and get Current Stamina, then from it create a less equal node and connect it to the condition. This checks if stamina has reached 0. From the True pin, call the Stop Sprinting function. This stops sprinting once stamina is depleted. Now let's work on the Stop Sprinting function. Create another function called Start Stamina Regen Timer. This will handle stamina regeneration timing. Create one more function called Update Stamina Regen. This will update stamina regeneration. Next, return to the Stop Sprinting function and then drag and get is sprinting. Then connect it to a branch node. From the True pin, add a Set is Sprinting node and set it to False. This makes sure we only stop sprinting if sprinting is currently active. Right-click and add Get Owner, then cast it to Character. From As Character, get the Character Movement component. Then create a Set Max Walk Speed node and use it to restore the player's movement speed when sprinting stops. Connect the walk speed variable into the speed value. This resets the player back to normal movement speed. After that, call Start Stamina Regen Timer. Then call on Sprint Stopped. This starts stamina recovery and broadcasts that sprinting has stopped. Also connect the Cast Failed pin to Start Stamina Regen Timer. This ensures stamina regeneration still starts even if the owner is not a character. Go back to the Start Stamina Regen Timer function. Get Stamina Timer Handle, then create a Clear and Invalidate Timer by Handle node. This clears any active stamina timer first. After that, create a Set Timer by Function Name node. Set the function name to Update Stamina Regen. Connect Update Stamina Interval into Time, and then tick the box for looping. And connect Regen Delay into Initial Start Delay. Then set Stamina Timer Handle from the timer return value. This stores the regen timer so we can clear or replace it later. Go to the Update Stamina Regen function, and then call the Restore Stamina function. Drag and regen rate, and create a Multiply node. Then connect Update Stamina Interval to Input B. This controls how much stamina restores each tick. After that, add a branch node. Drag in and get Current Stamina. Then create a greater equal node. Connect max stamina into the B pin. This checks if stamina is fully restored. Next, drag in and get stamina timer handle, then create a clear and invalidate timer by handle node. This stops the regen timer once stamina is full. Now let's move over to the event graph. From begin play, call apply movement settings. This applies the default movement speed on start. After that, call init stamina and enable the start full checkbox. This initializes the stamina system at full stamina. Next, drag in and get create stamina widget, then connect it to a branch node. This checks if the stamina UI should be created. Drag in and get stamina bar class, then create a create widget node. Connect owning player to get player controller. This creates the stamina widget at runtime. After that, set stamina bar ref, then call add to viewport. This stores the widget reference and displays it on screen. Go to your character blueprint and add BPC_stamina into the components panel. Next, go to your input action setup inside the character blueprint. This is where we'll connect our sprint input to the stamina component, so pressing and releasing the sprint key will correctly start and stop sprinting. Drag in your BPC_stamina component. Then call the start sprinting function and connect it to the started execution pin. This ensures sprinting begins as soon as the sprint input is pressed. From BPC_stamina again, call stop sprinting and connect it to both cancelled and completed. This connects sprint input directly into the stamina system. Our modular stamina system is now fully functional and ready to use. You can customize any of these values to your liking directly from the BPC_stamina component, making it easy to adapt the system to different characters and gameplay styles. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, subscribe, and let me know what system you want to see next. Full project files and future advanced systems are available on the Patreon below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.